Hello guys, welcome to another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to fix overexposed images in Photoshop. So we have our picture right here, and this is one of the reasons why it's good to shoot in RAW, not JPEG. When you shoot in RAW, you have more functions, you have more control over the picture, the highlights and the brightness of the picture, and this happens most of the time, especially when you're shooting outdoor pictures. Sometimes you might not be able to detect if the picture was shot in the correct lighting, especially when it's a sunny day. And also, if you can purchase an ND filter, it will really help you for your outdoor photos. An ND filter simply fixes overexposure when you're shooting outdoor pictures. And another tip when shooting outdoor pictures is make sure you're shooting underexposed. Like, make sure your pictures are mostly underexposed, because you might be thinking the brightness is okay until when you come into Photoshop and you see that you were shooting like a little bit too bright. Yeah, so it's much better when it's looking underexposed while shooting outdoor pictures than when it's looking like it looks okay. So right here we have our picture, and we're just going to fix this picture. You can see it's all blown out. It's looking extremely bright. Or we're going to fix it with Photoshop. First thing we're going to do is import our image. And you can see that this raw panel opens every time you import a raw image. This panel right here, this window right here is actually very important. You don't want to import a picture first before opening Camera Raw. So from here, I'm going to adjust my image. I'm going to adjust the brightness. So I'm going to go to this lights over here and just drag down the highlights and drag down the whites as well. As you can see, it's coming up a little bit. So with this done, I'm going to scroll down and look for dehaze. Now what dehaze does basically, it just it's more like contrast. It just kind of balance the color, but you don't want to do it too much. So I'm just going to drag this up a little bit, just like this. You can now see details on the background. So we're going to click open. So I'm going to duplicate and go to filter and then Camera Raw right here. So from here again, I'm still going to reduce the highlights and the whites, right? As you can see, we can now see details of the background. At least it's looking way better. And you should know that while doing this, it's kind of affecting the skin on the face, but I think it looks okay. It looks fine. So what we're going to do next is just click OK. So now we can see that this picture was shot. Let's go back to camera. This picture was shot with a 24-70 on 45mm f2.8, right? So the background is not so blur. It's not so blown out. So we can see that there is some skies on it. And we can see like a building. We can see some people at the background. You can see a car there. So you might want to fix all this using the generative fill. So now what we're going to do next is fix the background even further. So I'm going to duplicate this image like so. And then I'm going to select subject. I'll click on here to select subject. And then I'll right click. I select inverse. And I'm just going to I'm going to cut the background off the image. I'm going to click Command X and Command V. And right here we see the background. I will see the subject here. So I'm going to drag the background just below the subject like that. So now we have separated the picture from the background, like the image from the background, but still we still have the both image and the background on the background layer right here. So from here, I'm going to untick this visibility. I'm going to click Command and click on this thumbnail icon here on the image photo. So it's going to select that same image, right? Still on this background layer, right? I'm going to select this image. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go to Select, Modify, Expand. Now I want to expand the selection just by, let's say, 7. I'm going to click OK. So what we'll do now, we're going to right click and Content Aware Fill. Now we're trying to fill up the background so we can play with the background while the initial image is still in position. So we're just going to click OK. It doesn't have to be perfect yet. So we're going to click OK. It should be looking like this. So now we have about 4 layers there. So I'm going to turn on the visibility, right? So whatever we're going to do on this background here, it's not going to affect the image. So I'm going to merge these 2 layers together. Merge layers. So now we have like a background without the image here, and we have the background with the image, and we just have the image here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use my patch tool and just select the people at background like that, and also do the same for, I'm just going to do it step by step, because sometimes if you want to select the whole image at once, generative fill is not going to give you the best results. So I prefer to select one each layers, like remove this, remove that. So I basically don't put much in the generative command. I might just put just a dot. I feel like Photoshop knows what to do, and I'm just going to click enter, and it's going to take a short while. It's going to generate something to just clear off those images in the background. So here we have our image generated. Like, what is this, man? This looks a bit okay. So we're gonna accept this one. We're gonna merge with the background layer again. Not with this initial background. I'm talking of this background without the image. So I'm gonna merge this. And then I'm going to select again this building right here. I'm gonna select it, and we're gonna click on generative fill again. We'll just put a dot there, and let's see. We just want it to look like something different, maybe something more like a background. Yeah, so this doesn't look nice, so I'm gonna regenerate again. I'm gonna delete this. Maybe I'll try putting the command this time. Something like streets, building, and a street. Let's try this command. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. All right, you can see that I think this looks way better. You can either choose this or choose this. I feel this matches with the picture. So I'm gonna merge again. Merge layer. So now I'm also gonna fix this tree, this, I don't know, this noise over here. I'm just gonna select all this layer here, this areas here, and I'm going to exempt the car and just select something like this and click dots and enter. Let's see what generative fill have for us this time. Okay, we have our generated. Oh, this looks good. This looks good. So we're gonna accept this third one. We're still gonna merge again. We're gonna merge this layer like this, and now you can see there's an open sky there, right? So what we're gonna do with that open sky is we're going to go to edit, and then we'll go down to sky replacement, right? Sky replacement is a tool in Photoshop to just replace anywhere it sees as a sky. So you can decide to choose different sky types over here, like so. For this picture, I feel like normally I just feel like this particular one here. This one here looks really good. So I'm just gonna play around with this. I'm gonna click OK once I'm done with it. So right here you can see that we have a layer, a group layer here, which is on top of this empty background. So now I feel like the sky, the blowing of the sky is a little bit too much. So I'm gonna reduce the opacity just a little bit so it matches with the picture in general. So something like this looks okay. So from here, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to merge all the layers together, right, to form one layer. I'm going to merge them like this. Then I'm also going to duplicate again. I'm going to go back to camera raw again. So this is the third time we're going back there. So right here, what we're going to do this time is apply some blur. We're going to click on this lens blur right here. While doing all these techniques, you need to be using Photoshop, like the latest version, probably paid subscription, in order for you to have all these features. So right here, we're going to play with the blur or the bokeh. So we can choose any of this, depends on how our image looks. But I feel like I'm gonna use, with this, you can see that our selection is still intact. I'm gonna click OK. So now we have our lens, we have our blur. So any extra thing you want to do, maybe just play around with the lightings, with the sky. You can also go back again to camera raw. I'll just duplicate and go back to camera raw. I usually press Command Shift A. It takes me to camera raw. So now I'm going to go down to this. I'll go to this masking tool right here, and I'm going to select this linear gradients right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to create a fake lighting, right? Like a fake sunset lighting, something like this, right? Now this is just the max overlay. I'm going to go down to colors and just add that warm color right there. And I also go down to color right here. Right here. And just select something like an orange color. I'm going to click OK. So you want to adjust this so it suits the picture, whatever you're working on. So something like this looks okay for me. Next thing I'm going to do is go back to the first tool here, edit, and I'm also going to go to dehaze again. I'm just bring some dehaze up, then bring some clarity up. Then if you want to add some texture, you can also do that a little bit. And with this, we can see our picture is already looking really, really good. So I'm going to click OK. So with this, you can see we have come a long way from where we started. You might want to see the before. Let's go to history. Let's take a look at the before. This is the before, and this is the after. This is really a long way. So after this, we'll just merge up our layer. We'll go to our actions. If you don't already have my retouching frequency separation action, you can check my store and just purchase it. So I'm going to run the frequency separation here and just quickly clean the face and take out the blemishes and do all that, do the retouching. And yes, we're good to go. So that's how you fix your overexposed pictures. Make sure you shoot on RAW, because if you shoot on JPEG, most of these details won't be fixable. Like they'll be blown out, they'll just be like washed out. So it's good to shoot on RAW. Set your camera to shoot on RAW, and you play around with your camera RAW settings, and yeah, pretty much just follow the settings and you get good results. So thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more about background fixing and manipulation. So guys, if this video was helpful to you, kindly comment camera raw on the comment section, and I'll see you on the next video.